Hello everybody, so today's video is going to be about sleep. Now, I just want to preface this video. I'm going to be giving you by saying I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who's had major sleep problems basically all my life. I get, ever since I can remember, I used to get really anxious at night, and I'm a very bad overthinker. So as soon as my head hits that pillow, my brain just thinks and thinks and thinks and thinks, and I can't switch it off. That being said, recently I've been trying to work on sleep, and I have managed to get a bit better, and I just want to share things that help me go to sleep. I am aware that I have issues and depression and anxiety, which until those are more sorted out, none of these tips are gonna make it me amazing, easy and easy to sleep, but they do help. So yeah, I just kind of want to share some tips. They're not going to get rid of your problems, but they might help you to sleep. So my first thing is, sorry about the lighting of this video, I feel like the sun's coming in and out, so sorry. The first thing is to have a bedtime routine that you always do before you go to sleep, that tells your body that it's time to wind down and kind of leads you up to getting into bed, and it sort of becomes a habit, so that, and make sure it's not something that's not too stimulating, and doesn't require too much concentration or anything like that, and it's something you do every day so it becomes a habit, and it tells your brain it's time to wind down. And so for me, I like to tidy up my room because that helps me sleep anyway. So I'll watch a bit of YouTube, which can be stimulating then, but it sort of helps relax me a bit, and I'm not immediately going straight to bed after that. So then I will pick up my room and I'll get ready for bed. Then I'll make myself a cup of tea, and then I will do a bit of journaling, and then read, and then go to bed. Okay, try and keep your bed just for sleeping. I know it's really tempting to use your phone in bed, or if you've got a laptop or an iPad, use your iPad or phone in bed. What you need to do is you need to create an environment in your bed, be something that your brain associates with sleeping. If you use your phone in bed or do things in bed, your brain will associate that with doing that activity and being awake, and therefore when you try and go to sleep in your bed, you won't be able to. I know this might sound a little bit really your brain does that, but it's true. Apparently experts say that. The next thing is make your bed straight away when you get up in the morning. Otherwise it is really tempting, unless you've got to go to school or something or whatever, or even when you get back from school, to get back into your bed. But if you get out of it, make it straight away, you will not want to go back into it because you've made it all nice. And also, it's really nice in the evening getting into a nice freshly made bed, rather than one with the duvets all tied up in knots. And yeah, it's just, I personally find that it really helped me sleep at night, getting into a nice sort of freshly, well, it's not freshly made, but a nice made bed. And also it prevents me from taking naps during the day, which doesn't help me trying to sleep at night. Which does lead me on to my next tip, which is try not to nap during the day, because this will mean that you're less tired at night. If you go to bed genuinely exhausted, you will tend to fall asleep much quicker. This is the #1 thing. Make yourself tired, so don't nap during the day, because it is so much easier to fall asleep. But whereas if you've had naps during the day, then you mess your sleeping pattern up, and it's really difficult to go to sleep at night. Then you stay up late, and then you don't get much sleep, and then you nap during the next day, and it's an endless cycle. If you haven't had much sleep, just push through the day so you get a really good night's sleep, and your kind of body clock settles back into the routine it should be in, and therefore you can then sleep. So if you really do need to take a nap, because sometimes I understand that you just at lunchtime you're just falling asleep and you can't get the stuff done, you can't think, so you just need to take a nap. That happens to me, particularly as I'm a bad sleeper. Try and keep them to 20 minutes, because that means you won't get too much sleep that you can't sleep at night. And that is the ideal time that refreshes your brain. If you go between 20 minutes and an hour, or even just a bit longer than an hour, I can't remember the exact times, apparently they make you more tired because it's something to do with your sleep cycle, and you don't get quite into that deep sleep which refreshes you, but you go past the light sleep, so when you wake up you just feel more groggy. So just try and keep them 20 minutes. And also, don't make them after 7 PM, because that really, that's too close to your bedtime to be napping, really. Okay, so the next tip is, when you start to feel sleepy, or just generally, get outside and be active. Getting outside helps to will help to wake you up when you feel sleepy, but it also helps to expend energy, and it will get you your body physically tired, so that later on at night, you will feel more ready to go to sleep. So it's really important to get out and get active, because it helps to wake you up and keep you awake and alert, but it also does tire you out at the same time, if you see what I mean. So that's another tip I have for you. Always on days that I've been busy, I've been getting outside, I've taken dogs out for a walk, I always sleep better at night. Okay, my next tip might be a bit odd, and maybe not one you've heard before, but that is, if you don't go to bed unless you actually feel sleepy. If you go to bed and you don't feel tired, it's not going to help, because you're literally there like trying to sleep when you're not tired, and there's nothing worse than doing that. And even then, if you get to the point, like, you'll never get to the point of being able to sleep, like, because you'll just be lying there and lying there and lying there. You're much better, because then you're trying to sleep and trying to sleep and keep trying to sleep, and you'll just get frustrated. You can't sleep within 15 minutes. You're much better to get out of bed, go and do something in another room preferably. You could maybe do something in bed until you feel tired again, but don't do anything too stimulating or go on your computer or anything like that. Just something quite relaxing, or like maybe cross stitch or knitting or something. I know that sounds, I really enjoy cross stitch, but even reading or going to do a puzzle. My next one is get up and go to bed each morning. Try not to have lie-ins, even if you work 5 days a week or something, or you have to go to school 5 days a week. It's really tempting on a Saturday and Sunday to have a lie-in, or when you don't have to get up. I seriously suggest not doing that, because your body kind of falls into a natural rhythm, and as soon as you wake up at a different time, then when you've got to go back to waking up at the time you normally do or early, you'll be so tired, because you will have messed your body clock up. And and the thing is, if you get up at 10 o'clock on the day that you don't have to get up, then you won't want to go to bed till later, and then when you do have to wake up the next day at an earlier time, you won't have got much sleep, and then you'll be very tired, and it just messes things up. So if you're going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time, your body will fall into a natural body clock, and you will find it much easier to wake up and go to sleep. This is a tip that I massively find help. I have to do it, otherwise I'll end up having like panic attack. Have a notebook and pen by your bed, and then if you're like me and you have racing thoughts when you're asleep, or when you're trying to sleep, write them down. You can then organise them, or you've just got them written down, and this will help you relax and sleep, because you haven't got those thoughts going around your head. You've kind of written them down, and I'm not worried about forgetting them or whatever. Like me, I tend to have ideas when I go to sleep, and I really want to remember that. If I write it down, it gets it out, and then I can relax a bit, go to sleep, and it helps me with those racing thoughts. So I'd really suggest doing that if you have racing thoughts like I do. I'm going to have to read what I've written for this, because I kind of want to word it right. Okay. Do not sleep next to your phone or clock. There are 2 reasons for this. This will first of all stop you looking at the time or getting disturbed by notifications or texts coming up on your phone. I have a double bed, I'm very lucky. I put my phone on the bedside table of the slide that I don't sleep on, so that it doesn't disturb me. If you can't look at the time, you won't worry about how much sleep you will get. You have to be up the next morning. We've all done that thing where you can't sleep and you look at the clock and it says 3 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh crap, I've got to get up at 7 o'clock. I will only get 4 hours sleep and then I'm going to be really exhausted. I've really got to go to sleep now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It doesn't help, because the more you worry about that, the harder you try to sleep, the harder it is to go to sleep. So by not being able to see the time, you're not going to worry about the time. You're just going to try and go to sleep when you can go to sleep. And the second thing is, it will stop you pressing the snooze button. If it's over the other side of the bed, you either have to sit up and move over to the other side of the bed and press it, or if it's on the other side of the room, you have to get up, get out of bed, and you're much less likely to roll over and press the snooze button and roll over and go back to sleep. If you've gotten out of bed, or you have to move, or you have to sit up, you're much more likely to get up. So that's the other reason. Sleep in a tidy environment. If you've got a tidy room, you'll have a tidy mind, and then you will feel so much better and more relaxed. And I mean, this may not be the case for everybody, but for me, it just really helps. It relaxes me, I feel much better, and like, I'm not looking around the room going, oh, this is a massive mess, I want to clear it up. It's just a nice environment for me to sleep, and I find it relaxing to know that everything is tidy. So try and sleep in a tidy environment. Your head feel clearer, and it will help you unwind and go to sleep. Last tip is, well, actually, I'm just going to mention a couple other things in a minute, but the last kind of tip thing is, write anything down before you go to sleep that's bothering you. You could journal, you could just write it down, or even just discuss it with somebody. I personally can't go to sleep if I feel like I've upset somebody or fallen out with somebody or something's bothering me. By writing it down or talking to my mum about it, then I can relax, and it helps me go to sleep so much quicker and so much better if I know that, you know, the stuff that I've been bothering me, I've sort of got out, written down. It will just help you get things into perspective, and, you know, maybe just kind of decrease that worry that you have about whatever's bothering you. Maybe you're nervous for an exam next week, or, you know, you just feel like your life's in a bit of a jumble and you just need to do it. By writing it down, like, I quite often write a to-do list for the next day if there's things bothering me that I know that I want to get done, or I'm worried about organising my time for the next week. I'll write a to-do list down for the next week and say, actually, yes, that's okay if I organise to do this on this day or that day, and it just clears my mind and makes me more relaxed and makes me more able to go to sleep. And I just quickly want to share what I've done this week, not this week, but the last few weeks, which has really helped me go to sleep. The first thing is, well, that's the only thing, and that is, if you are trying to go to bed earlier or get more sleep or help improve the sleep, is to bring, because I know, like, everybody's just gone back to school and we're having to get up earlier. That means we need to go to bed earlier to stop ourselves being so tired. So what I've been doing is each night, because I was going to bed at 2, 3 in the morning, and then of course I was waking up late because I didn't have anything to get up for. I'm deaf, so I can't hear an alarm clock, so I have to kind of let my body naturally wake up. So then of course I wasn't tired the next day until that time, because my body clock got rhythm. So what I've been doing is each day I brought my bedtime forward half an hour, and I've got it to about 12 o'clock. And now I get into bed at 12 o'clock and I'm asleep by maybe 12:30, 1 the latest, which is really, really useful because I'm not napping during the day. I'm getting up about, you know, earlier, and therefore I am actually tired when I go to bed, and my body clock is back in a better rhythm. So those are my tips on helping you sleep. I hope they help, and I'll put this video up now because I know everybody's getting back into school, just come back from holidays or what have you. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that these tips will help you guys out, and maybe you've got something you can try from them. Also, don't forget, try not to use computers and phones and technology before you go to bed unless you've got blue light filtered glasses. I know it's difficult, and actually for me I tend to find that relaxes me, but if you can, try and avoid it, because blue light is stimulating to your eyes and what have you from computer screens. You can get blue light lenses. Suggest maybe asking your optician for them, which helps filter that out. I was tempted to get a pair myself. I may do next time I have to get new glasses, but yes, that is definitely worth, or getting a filter. I think on YouTube you can do the like dark video thing, whatever it is. But yes, anyway, I hope you guys, just wrap up the video again, hope some of these tips helped you, and I hope if you've gone back to school you have had a great start to the year, and don't forget to find something to laugh about today and keep smiling.